10 seconds.
We're live on Facebook.
Hi, everybody. Going into the intro of the show.
The views and opinions on this program are not necessarily those of WSTU Digital 1450. The opinions expressed are those of the program hosts and guests. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's time now for the Martin County Difference with your host, dancing realtor Julia Sansevere.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Martin County Difference with Julia Sansevere. That's me, yes. On the radio and in real estate, live coming to you from downtown Stuart. It is Wednesday night, April 11th. Thank you for joining us all on Facebook and on the radio at WSTU 1450 and on their internet at WSTUTV.com. And, now we're a podcast. So after the broadcast, we're on YouTube at the Martin County Difference and on themartincounty.com as a podcast, which is great for you if you're driving around, you don't have time to watch it. You can listen to it. And it's always a good show with great people doing great things for the community to make a difference in the world.
Very informative.
Good evening, Frank.
Good evening.
Hello.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you again. It's been a whole week and lots going on in the week. You know, Mark Zuckerberg is up on the Capitol Hill testifying.
Yes.
And we're on Facebook Live, so don't shut down your account just now. He's fixing everything, and then we're all going to be good to go here. But it is a great thing to use for good, social media. So we want to make sure we're not changing our brains in an evil way.
And Diamond and Silk are back on
Yay!
the
Diamond's
air.
up. They're so funny.
Right?
Good.
Yes. They got their Facebook page back.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they don't shut this show down. This show is all about good things and good people.
Yes.
And, this show tonight is got two great organizations. 4Kids Treasure Coast. They'll be coming on soon. Tim Putman is the director of 4Kids for the Treasure Coast, and Kenya Reinhardt is the community engagement coordinator. They're waiting in the green room. And then after them, you'll hear from SPAM Robotics Team 180. Melissa and Michael Sansevere are here with their adult mentors, Richard Brooks and George Wallace. Not the governor,
All right.
a different George Wallace.
Different one,
yeah. And then Luna Fest is coming up this weekend. Don't forget to get your tickets now or they will be sold out. They're running out of tickets. So hurry to jlmcflorida.org/LunaFest. Remember, it's the film festival for women, by women, about women. And it's always a lot of fun. It is very good professional short films. There are 9 films. Go on their website and you can read about it. But they're only $25, or you can get a VIP ticket like I did and have free valet parking.
Right, and this
among
will
other
be
things.
at the Stewart.
At the Stewart, the Flagler.
The Flagler, rec center.
Yeah, the Flagler Place. I always want to say center, but Flagler Place,
Yes.
just past the Lyric Theater,
Right.
on the right-hand side by the Feed Museum. Right.
Yeah, right.
So get your tickets, and that's JLMC, which stands for Junior League Martin County. And then that's Florida, you have to spell out Florida.org/LunaFest. And you will be in for a treat. And make it a girls' night out. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, perfect.
Richard doesn't mind. Do you, Richard?
No.
Dear? No, he said, please go have a girls' night out. But I just wanted to bring you up to date. That's happening this weekend, and hopefully you had a good time this past Saturday at Touch a Truck. If you ever, and anybody runners out there also went to Brianna Cooper's Smiles.
Yeah.
Yes, for that. And we went to the Catch the Wave of Hope Gala, the second annual gala.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
Oh, boy. It's really something to hear the true life story of a survivor. And she will be coming on the show. I'm going to have Lynn Barletta and Janice Norman come on the show and do a wrap-up and follow-up to hear this moving story of Rosa Castillo, who escaped from human trafficking. I mean, just awful story, but she's a survivor, and that's what's good. And she is sharing her story to, lift up people and wipe this scourge of our world. It's here. Yeah, it's in our
it's very
part of the world. It used to be only in other parts of the world, but. So anyway, and then last night, last but not least, the Women of Distinction that comes from the Seroptimus Women's Club in Stuart, and I got to go. I was nominated, which is very special to be nominated because a lot of people get nominated, but they only select 10 nominees in each category.
Oh, it's beautiful.
3 categories of women. And so I said, well, the Academy Award winners, I don't think the nominees get something. They just get to sit there and
they
look
get the
good.
envelope.
Right. They get the envelope. And the winners get the award. So thank you to the Seroptimists. Thank you to Tara Beek from the Real Estate Book who nominated me. She's awesome. And she's a winner she was the youngest business winner at the age of 18.
Isn't that amazing?
I think that was only 10 years ago or something, right, Tara?
Mm-hmm.
And but thank you to Janice Norman and Jill Keegan and all the women. Susan Hutchinson, she's the president. They put on a beautiful event at the Mariner Sands Country Club. Mariner Sands did a beautiful job, and we had in the 3 different categories. So they actually choose one of the nominees to be the one to represent that category. And so they have the 3 categories. There's civic professional, and there's business professional, and then there's volunteer category for someone who's just retired, for instance, something like that. And then they have rising star, these young women who I don't know how they have time to go to school. But in the category of civic professional is Dr. Anita Kokovis, and she's quite accomplished. I mean, that's the thing. Here's the program, right? I'm showing it on camera now on the Facebook. These women are all distinguished in so many ways you cannot even believe. Angela Hoffman was nominated in civic professional. We saw her there last night. My husband did go with me. He was one of the few bits of testosterone in the room, but he represented well. And all of the ladies who represented our kinder, gentler sex are just such strong women. And but Dr. Anita Kokovis, she was named as the civic professional winner. And then Dr. Lisa Grasham-Smith was named in the category that I was in. She was in that as well, business professional. And she is so well known for her wellness, mental and physical wellness, that she's a local chiropractor here in Wellness Center. She is the Grasham Wellness Center right on Colorado. And then Marion Carpenter, a sweet friend of mine and a Women's Club member, and former president of the Women's Club, and such an outstanding volunteer in our community. And she won, and everybody gave her a standing ovation. And then Caroline Nolan won in the Rising Star category. So congratulations to these ladies. And to be there with friends, good friends, I can't thank the friends who showed up for me. We had a table of 10, and oh my goodness, I just want to thank Jennifer Jones. Thank you, Jennifer Jones and Karen Leona, who came from my favorite, my heart, Starstruck Theater. I'm a little starstruck with Jennifer and Karen. They're quite talented ladies, and that just meant so much to me that they came.
Yeah, and congratulations again to Starstruck.
Oh yes, Starstruck. Yes. We're going to have their permanent home will be where they've been, which is great. Yes. And quickly going around the room, we had Tara there, who was my hostess, and my husband, and then we had Katie Bourgeois. I thank you, Katie. She's the president who took over from me for Women's Council of Realtors, and the incoming president, Lorna Moody. She came. And then also Lynn Jensen. Thank you, Lynn Jensen. She is going to be the president of the Daughters of the American Revolution. We call it Regent. So I'm a member of the DAR, and that's pretty big deal. It's our country's heritage. It's how we broke away from Great Britain.
Heritage going all the way back to the Revolutionary
George
War.
Washington. Yeah.
Very cool stuff.
And so you can go on ancestry.com and see if you're related to a patriot. You know, it's very easy to do these days, and thanks to the DAR's history, genealogy they've done and collected it. But also, Celia Lucente is a friend of mine in the mortgage business. She was there, and I can't thank her enough. That was so nice of her to come, and I didn't know she was going to come. And Lisa Pinkley, another friend of mine from Women's Club of Stewart, and her husband is a mortgage person. I've worked with him. But Lisa is a sweet, sweet person, and she is one of the main co-chairs for the Holiday Home Tour. Huh. So we had a table full of chiefs, woman chiefs, and it was really a room full of people like that. So thanks to all my friends and my family who sent good wishes, and the flowers from Tara. Anyway, what a night. And so this show I had Janice on to talk about the Seroptimists and the Women of Distinction and all that they do in the communities. And that's what this show is about. Nonprofits, 501c3 corporations, organizations, I should say, they're not corporations, who do all these good things, and to shine a light on them, because they may not you may not know about them. I didn't know about the Seroptimists until my friend Jill Keegan said, I'm going to this meeting, and I was like, what's it called? So thanks everybody. And then I just want to say the show is brought to you tonight by 3 wonderful people in the community, and I want to thank them for lifting this show up. TechMedics is my newest sponsor, and Portia B. Scott, attorney, and also we have Gary and Terry Milka from TC Palm Home Inspections, and I know you've heard me talk about them. Joe Stango is the guy to go to for computer issues, and he knows everything. He also teaches 1-hour classes at the Kane Center on Friday mornings on iPad, iPhone, and Facebook between 9:30 and 2:30, and it's only $85 for 4 weeks, and that's 4 hours of instruction. So call Joe Stango at 772-781-4446, and you can email him at info@techmedics.net and visit his website at techmedics.net, and that's TEKMEDICS.net. And Portia, if you have legal questions, your family, you know, you're a grandparent, you want to leave your money to your grandchildren, or
Elder law.
Elder law,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yes.
And you want to get married again. Who knows? When you're 75, you just might find wife number 3.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me.
Okay. If you're on your second one or your third one and you want to keep going, you know, she can help you to do that, you know, the life estate and do all that. And she is a former president of the Martin County Bar Association, and you can give Portia a call and make an appointment with her at 772-287-0096, and she can be reached at, also her email is pbscott@attorneystewartflorida.com, very similar to her website, which is attorneystewartflorida.com. And she's been practicing law since 1994, and she's quite the smart lady. Another one of those chiefs. She's a lawyer chief. And so those are her practice areas: elder law, from pre-wedding planning to inheritance. So give her a call. And last but not least, TC Palm Home Inspections. They've been with me from the beginning. They were sponsors for me when I did the Dancing with the Martin Stars and kicked this show into being. And so thank you, Gary and Terry. And when you have an inspection with Gary, it's not so scary, buying or selling a home, and you want to give them a call at 772-678-8133, or email him at tcpalmhomeinspections.com, and that's their website, tcpalmhomeinspections.com. I think it's info at tcpalmhomeinspections. But give them a call at 772-678-8133. Trusted and insured. That is what you want, is somebody who knows what they're doing. So we're going to bring our guests in, and just in the meantime, I want to say a big hi, Mama. My mom, Mary Clegg, who's 91, sometimes she watches. I never know when she's watching. But in come Kenya. Hello,
Hi.
Kenya.
Hi, everybody.
And Tim. Hello.
Hello.
And put on your ears.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
And talk closely into the microphone.
Yeah, fine.
Yep.
Just
And you'll be
Pick
able
up.
to say hello, hello, hello.
pick a mic, any mic.
Any
Hello.
mic. Hi, Tim.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. You're the director of 4Kids Treasure Coast,
I am.
and you have so much to tell us tonight. Kenya was here before.
Yes,
Hi, Kenya.
I'm so glad to be back.
I am too.
This is so fun.
Isn't it fun?
Yes.
I'm so glad. Yeah, I said I've been thinking about you, and I wanted you to come back.
Oh.
And lo and behold, you reached out to me. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to go. And Christina Stamper, one of our
Hi,
nominees
Christina.
from last night. Hi,
She
Christina.
looked beautiful.
Yes, for Madison's Miracles.
Yes.
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 And I'll be posting all of that on Facebook eventually, but I just haven't had time all day. I was working all day. But Christina, you rocked it last night. You looked beautiful, and every person there, and I read the names. It's just, maybe I'll post the names on my Facebook page.
That would be great.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Because you deserve it. You deserve the recognition for all you do, for Madison's Miracles and all the other people that just amaze me. And
It was incredible.
It was incredible.
A lot of these women that just birth these beautiful organizations
Right.
and their efforts out of pain, and
Yep.
they see the needs in the community,
Right.
and they really just step up. And a lot of times it's just behind the scenes, and you don't realize that they're out there. And it really is a great
Right.
opportunity to
Right.
let them shine.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want you guys to shine tonight, because what you do is so critical. And you and I had a discussion offline about this, because Catch the Wave of Hope was
Yeah.
about trafficking,
Yeah.
human trafficking, children age. And you said a lot of the kids sometimes can be mixed up in with foster care.
Absolutely.
I mean, any child is at risk these days.
Well, we're looking at, estimated, because most of them, it's hard to track
Right.
accurately, because, they're like the invisible community.
Right.
And
let's
so
just
they're
say-
faceless
Yeah.
a lot of times, but 60% or higher victims in human trafficking were at one time in foster care. And I think it just speaks to the need at just this great magnitude that we need families to come alongside these kids, because that's what they're looking for. That's what they're preying on their vulnerability. They're preying on them. They see that they're weak and they desire to have this sense of belonging, and they know exactly how to reach them.
Right, and Lynn Barletta was here and Janice Norman too, talking about how they lure them.
They do.
Because of course we all want to be loved, we
Yeah.
all want to fit in and be with a family, have a family who loves us. That's really the crystal clear point of
It is.
foster care.
And it's, yes, we have this crisis in, foreign countries where you see people being kidnapped, but this is literally them preying on their innocence and their just
right.
brokenness.
So let's
and-
talk about how the folks out there who are listening can help and what it is you're doing. And by the way, they have a Facebook page.
We
Make
do.
sure you go and like it.
Yeah,
4 Kids
follow.
Treasure Coast. And that's the number 4. 4 Kids Treasure Coast. And then you have a website too.
Yes, we do.
Yes, which is, I think it's called 4kids.us.
Yeah,
Right.
we are
Right.
U.S. now. Yeah,
And
it's
you're
exciting.
U.S.
Yeah.
That is exciting because
Yeah.
there's a bunch of different 4 Kids.
Yeah, we
all
were
around.
South Florida, but we're seeing the ministry growing, and the
Yeah.
need is great. So we want to be able to grow with that need and be able to provide services and resources to
Right.
children that are hurting in our community.
And there is plenty of them, and that's the thing is what you need are families to take in the foster kids. Right?
That's right.
And you have all ages of foster kids,
Yes.
from infant all the way up to the age 18, which is when they place out.
Yes.
Right. Is there a program in place for them when they do get out at 18? Is there somewhere for them to go? Are you helping with that? Because I know that's the crisis point.
There are some local resources
Okay.
provided
And you help them?
by other organizations, and we actually do have a program called the SOCI program, and it actually out of Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
And for those families, for those young people who are aging out, we helped establish like a home
Uh-huh.
with resident advisors on
Good.
site,
Mhm.
so they can help mentor them
That's good.
as they prepare to get ready for it.
Yeah, there's so much involved in raising a child. I mean, obviously, from teaching them how to balance a checkbook, how to brush their teeth, and what to do.
And if they haven't had that family from the beginning alongside them, showing them that,
Life skills.
then
Right.
they're aging out and they're really just gonna, for the most part, continue that cycle.
Yeah.
And but when we see people coming in and they're cycle breakers and they come in and they show them a better way and they support them, it's amazing what they can achieve with that. Just even one supportive person in their life to say, I'm not going to give up on you. You
Right.
can do this. I'm going to show you how.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk alongside you and I'm going to teach you how to be better than you've seen.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
There, actually, the law changed just in the last few years.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, and it actually allows young people to stay in foster care beyond the age of 18.
Oh,
if
good.
they
That's
choose to.
new.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Because I
so
know that's
that's a little
been
bit
a
different.
horrible
obviously.
pivotal point.
Yeah, and there are not a lot of young people that obviously want to stay in under.
They want to get on their
supervision
own,
or
right.
But they absolutely can stay and continue to, if they are already in a family,
Right.
they can stay in that family. They
Yes.
don't- Historically, it was the day they turned 18, they had to leave,
Yes.
and that's changed. So that's
Well, and it's such a cold,
right.
And there's
It's-
just
Because our
people
hearts
out there
don't
praying
change.
on
right,
it and waiting
yeah,
for that.
Right.
So-
Yeah.
And you lead them up to that point, hopefully, in
Yeah.
condition. And the TV show, This Is Us,
Mhm.
deals with foster care beautifully.
Yeah.
And I think it
I think
needs to
it-
be shown to us what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough, and there are all kinds of reasons. We talked about that the last time.
Mhm.
You can talk about that again,
Yeah.
why and how someone gets into foster care. And
Yeah,
the type
right
of
now
families.
we're seeing such an increase of children coming into care due to substance abuse.
Okay.
I mean, we hear on all the headlines, the opioid epidemic, and they are the faceless victims of that. And people say, oh, where are the kids? I don't see them. Well, you can look at the headlines, you can see the news and the adults that are being arrested and the raids. There's children involved there.
Right.
These
Absolutely.
people have children, and they are the innocent victims of this.
And so do you work with child services? And when there are children
Mhm.
in a home like that gets busted,
Yeah,
they come in
Yeah.
and, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
We're
they-
seeing more of that.
Yeah, they call, and the call goes out to organizations like ours, and then that's we immediately start looking for a family within our network.
Yeah.
to
And
serve
people
that child.
can call you or go on the website, is that right?
That's
And join the movement.
You can join the
because
movement.
Absolutely.
You really should.
Julia, I've heard over and over again over the past month at different organizations and different foundations, time, talent, treasure. And it's so true. Some of us can do all of that. We can give of our time, we can give of our resources, and we can, invest in the lives of our kids. Some of us, maybe we can only do one. Maybe we can open our home. Maybe we can provide that giving to help support the families, to offer more trainings for our families, to wrap around these families and these children to give them the help and tools that they need to be successful in what they're doing.
And tell us how the families can learn how to do this. Don't you have the vision tours? That's something that's critical. And also people can help donate directly, but also through shopping.
Yeah.
On
Absolutely.
AmazonSmile.com
Love
and
that.
choose 4Kids Treasure Coast as your charity. And that is a cool thing,
It
because we
is.
love to shop.
And you do it once, you set it up, and you're done. You don't ever have to remember again.
And it doesn't come off of you.
It doesn't.
It comes off your bill that they do
That's it.
0.5%. And, Starstruck used this
Yeah.
as well. And I think it worked well for them. And I'm so glad to know that you can be
You can
also.
go on right away, click it, and it's one time. You can
Yep,
just click
one
and
time.
forget it. Yeah.
And so you can discover how you can be a family for a kid.
Right.
Now, do you have single parents as well
We
doing
do.
this?
Yeah,
Okay.
we have very wonderful single parents that
Yes, we do.
that have sibling groups, and they're they have the support of their family and their community and their churches that come alongside and give them the help that they need. And I think that they would really surprise a lot of people if they could follow them for a day and
Right,
see what's
right.
involved and see.
Exactly.
And there's a cost to having children,
Mhm.
as I know, because I was always asking my parents for money.
Right.
So, what does a family do who takes in a foster child? Do they receive a
Subsidy.
They have a
Thank you. I
stipend,
don't want
yeah.
to say substance because that's the wrong thing.
Right.
Subsidy, yes. Thank you.
Yeah, Tim.
Yeah, they actually do receive what's called a subsidy, a monthly subsidy.
Okay.
Actually, it's based upon the daily rate.
Okay.
And it's pretty minimal. I mean, it's very small. And it certainly doesn't cover all the expenses, but that's really what it's there for.
It's a subsidized.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
And one of the hesitations I know that a lot of people think about when it comes to foster care is they're concerned that folks are going to take advantage of that somehow, and it's really nearly impossible to do. I mean, especially
Yeah, if
the
you asked our
that I've
families, if
seen.
any of them are watching, I'm sure they would agree that
that's
it really
absolutely
just
not
covers
the
the
case.
bare minimum, and
Right.
that's
And
not
it-
why they're doing it.
And it absolutely is not why they're doing it. And in fact, I was telling Kenya in the hallway last week was my anniversary, my 23rd anniversary of working in child welfare. So
Oh,
I've been working with
wonderful.
kids in foster care for 23 years.
Mm.
And I can tell you that the families that I have met here
Mhm.
that are part of our ministries are just top notch. They're some of the best I've ever met. in my
And you
entire
find them
life.
in churches,
We do.
right?
Yeah,
Right. And I think
faith-based
that's
organizations, churches.
faith-based
Yep.
organizations, right? Which is great. And you have all faiths.
We do. Yeah,
So
we
for
do.
the children
Yeah.
who have a certain faith,
Right.
they want to be in that type of Catholic home, Jewish home,
Right.
whatever, Christian
Yeah,
home.
we respect their
Protestant.
beliefs and practices.
Good.
Yeah, and with being able to recruit within the churches, we're able to connect them to a community of people that can wrap around them and support them. These children need more than just a family to open their home. They need a community to come around them and help build trust and
Takes a
connection
village.
and attachment,
Yeah.
and just to help them realize that there are people who care.
Right.
Yeah.
And along with single parents,
Mhm.
you have families with other children in
Mhm.
them, so they
Right.
get to be. What's the average time that a foster child, or is there an average time that would stay with a family?
Well, it's interesting, in Martin County, actually, specifically, it's about 7.5 months,
Mhm.
which is actually
The
on
lowest,
the low
right?
end.
Yeah.
It's the lowest in the Treasure Coast. And that's on the low
And why
end
is that,
as
do you
well.
think?
Why is it? that
Why do
they
we have the
would be so
lowest?
low?
Yeah.
I just think that, I think folks are working together very hard to
Okay.
make sure that the connections stay with the families.
That's
Mhm.
good. And what happens at the end of the 7 months? Where does the child go?
Well, more times than not, the child is going back home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's actually the best thing for the child is
Okay.
when the family can actually resolve the issues
Okay.
that they can, because they maintain those same connections and the family is healthy. And that's really what the focus is in most of the cases.
And that's the point of it.
It
is to
is.
heal the family.
It is.
Right.
And keep the family together,
Right.
not rip the
Most
family
families
apart.
just need a
Right.
little help.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't get a lesson book.
Yeah, and a lot of them
There are
are
lots
just,
of books out there.
they're
but
just continuing a cycle most of the time, or they come out of that generational poverty, and that's all they know. And
right.
that's why it's so important to also come alongside other organizations that are providing resources, substance abuse resources, family parenting classes, things like that, to help these families better themselves so that they can be healthy, so that child can come home.
Right.
And the important part for us is finding families to open up their homes where they live, so that
Right.
those children can stay in contact and stay connected to their biological families.
Right.
Right.
But Tim shared with me some of the numbers of children that are actually leaving our circuit. And so the reality is most of those children are not going to be able to stay connected to their biological family. So that reduces the chances of them really ever going home. And that just breaks my heart. I'm not okay with that.
Oh, right.
We-
You know, just because there's not a home in where their zip code, that's not okay for me. If you have a family willing who wants to try, but they're 6 hours away, how hard it is, that obstacle, those challenges, those
Right.
barriers that have been put in place because we don't have a family here who says, hey, you can stay with me. I'm going to take care of you.
And it's not forever.
It's not
Right.
forever. Some of them, unfortunately, it does turn into that type of situation. But for the most part, these children just need a safe place to stay that they can heal while their family's getting the help that they need.
That's good.
Yeah.
And what do you have coming up? April 20th. You have an event, and you also have this, the flyer you have over there.
Yep.
April
This
20th,
is super
the
exciting, and I
night
forgot my maracas.
Oh.
What? This is Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, Cinco de
Oh,
Mayo.
pretend.
But April 20th, you have something else coming up, too,
Right, we
don't
have
you?
Night
That's
of-
May 5th,
Night
but
of Advocacy.
Night of Advocacy.
Yes. That's a huge night for 4
Down in
kids
Boca.
from Broward, West Palm, and Treasure Coast, where we come
Okay.
together for one night to
Okay.
advocate for our children. And we have wonderful guest speakers coming out. We have
And that will be listed on your website and on Facebook, right?
it is,
Correct.
It is already there,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's on there.
Okay. And where will that be, just so people know where it's going to be located? In the general area up here in Martin County, or will it
That
be
is down in
south?
Broward
Down in Broward County,
Mhm.
okay.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right, and so look on the website or on Facebook to find out more details. But that's coming up April 20th. And talk
Yes.
about the May 5th event, the May 5th.
Okay. Well, you can talk about the sorting clay shoot. This is the challenge we have
Yeah.
here at the OK Corral in Okeechobee. So you
Yeah,
can talk
we
a little
actually
more.
have our inaugural
Yes.
sporting clay event. And,
Ah.
it's a challenge. So we are partnered with OK Corral.
Uh-huh.
And we have just a wide variety of opportunities as being a part of that. We are looking for individuals and teams.
Okay.
We also still have sponsorships available. We also have a VIP experience where you can actually come in the night before OK Corral. If you
Super
don't
cool.
know about their facilities, they
Uh-huh.
actually have cabins that you can stay in
Oh, cool.
on
I
site.
have a friend who I know might like this.
Rustic
Yes.
cabins. They're
It's
really
Chip,
cool.
Our neighbor
It's
Chip.
really nice.
He loves shooting.
And what are they doing the night
They're
before?
beautiful.
What's
So
happening the night before?
we'll have steak dinner,
Ooh.
and then retire by the campfire,
Yeah.
just to have a nice quiet campfire and talk and kind of hang out and get to know each other.
Little
a little bit.
kumbaya.
Kumbaya.
Yeah.
Some toast, some marshmallows, have some
Right,
s'mores.
exactly. Have some s'mores.
That sounds good.
And,
Yeah.
and then retire, and then wake up the next morning, have a little breakfast, and then get shooting.
Ah, that's awesome.
It's great for team building as well. I just saw one of our foster families,
Uh-huh.
foster adoptive families, just did a shoot somewhere, and they did it as a team building experience for their staff, and that seemed really cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's you don't have to be a seasoned shooter. Apparently,
No,
they take
absolutely not.
beginners.
Ah,
And
well,
if you
that would be
don't
me.
have your own gun,
Yes.
you can
Oh,
actually
you
rent
can-
one there.
Okay,
Yes.
that's
Or-
great.
And share it with your team,
Yes.
so you don't have to even know.
Cool,
do it all by
cool.
yourself.
I think it's just going to be a fun way to share and bring awareness and just help kids in the Treasure Coast.
And that's what we're here
That's
to do,
it.
is help
Absolutely.
kids. So
Yeah.
we're talking with Tim Putman, and he is the director of 4 Kids Treasure Coast,
Yes.
and Kenya Reinhardt, who is the community engagement coordinator. And you want to engage with these folks
Yeah.
because this is how you help heal our community, and it goes beyond us. Once you heal a child and heal the family with that child, the ripple effect is fantastic.
Absolutely.
And we need to heal our community, stop bickering, get to know one another, and engage with each other. So, and look on their website. It's 4kids, the number 4kids, KIDS.US, and also their Facebook page is 4Kids Treasure Coast.
Yeah.
And you'll see about their event coming up April 20th.
Yep, that's down in
In just
Broward.
another 9
You can
days.
caravan down.
Caravan
Yeah.
down. And you'll learn all about fostering
Yes.
and that kind of thing.
We
And
just celebrated 20 years, so this is a really,
Wow.
really big thing for us.
That is a
We've
big
seen over
thing.
20,000 children come in through 4Kids, come through Loving
Fantastic.
Families, over
Fantastic.
500 adoptions. So we really are celebrating those lives and
Wonderful.
really shining forward to see what we can do
Yep.
for the kids that are in need now.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. So April 20th
Yep.
is an event down south, and May 5th is an event right around
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Where is that located?
This is in Okeechobee.
Just
In
around
Okeechobee.
Mhm.
Okay, so just due west from
Due west.
Palm City.
Yeah.
And look on the Facebook page for four kids.
Yeah, like us and then follow us. Because
Yes.
we're going everywhere.
That's
We're not
right.
stopping. I just recently saw somebody share something that said, you know, how can people abuse their children? And then next it said, how can you know and not do something?
Yeah.
Well,
There
now
you
we
go.
know. We
Now we
can
know.
all do something.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And
So,
we're here to connect you on how you can do that.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Kenya,
you.
and thank you so much, Tim. It's
Yes.
just such a pleasure to
And I'm
meet
so
you.
excited
Good to
about
see
the
you
STEM
again.
crew coming.
The spam crew
Yeah,
is coming
spam.
in. Spam Robotics
So
is
exciting.
next, so
Bye.
stay tuned. So bye, Kenya. Bye, Tim. Thank you so much. And you guys like their page, 4Kids Treasure Coast. on
Thank
Facebook.
you.
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Good night. Nice to see
Good night.
you. All right, we'll bring those Sansevere kids in. They're kind of related.
Maybe.
Just a little nepotism.
Stacy, are these your?
This is Richard Brooks.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
This is Melissa and Mike. So we're okay. We're okay. So anyway, thank you so much for coming. Melissa and Michael can share a microphone, I guess. Put your headphones on. There you go. Richard Brooks is here and George Wallace. And thank you so much, Richard, for coming back.
Thanks for having us.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. And I got to see everybody in action last year in Houston, my hometown. That was exciting. And I didn't get to meet George, though. George Wallace, step right up to the microphone and tell us what you do, because I have a feeling you have a good voice.
Yeah, I'm okay.
And what do you do?
Well, I mentor here at Spam 180,
Yes.
Spam Robotics, and I'm one of the play-by-play game announcers.
Thank
at
you.
the
That's what I was
events.
trying to get to. You're the
I got you.
announcer.
I get you there.
Play-by-play. And
Yeah.
so give us a little sample of, in the red, they're going over.
In the Red Alliance from Stuart, Florida, Spam!
I love it. And Michael and Melissa. Hi. Come on up to the microphone. That's Michael.
Hi.
Hi, Michael. Hi, Melissa. Hello. Hello. So what have you been working on this year?
A robot.
A robot. Okay. Clever answer. You're the robotics team.
Uh-huh.
Spam 180. And remind everybody what SPAM stands for. You can do S.
Speed.
Power.
And
Maneuverability. All right, speed, power, and maneuverability. Spam! Team 180. And it's a really cool thing because it's global. I've learned a lot since last year. It's the first FIRST, right? And you can tell us what that stands for.
for inspiration and recognition of science and technology.
I love it. I love it. I've got a human dictionary here.
That's it.
Thank you.
Perfect, yeah.
Perfect. And it is STEAM. It's not just STEM, right? Well, STEAM is with the arts, but this is STEM, and if we work the arts in, that's STEAM. But STEM is science, technology,
Engineering.
engineering, and math. Yes, thank you. I always forget what the E. What's that E for? Yeah.
Electricity,
That's
engineering,
right,
one of
something
the
like
key
that.
words,
Something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And you apply all of that, and you create a robot. Seriously.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so every year, beginning of January, usually on a Saturday, it's first publishes a game.
Ah.
And the entire world gets the game at the same time. Teams from all over the country and all over the world, Canada, Mexico, as well as in Asia and Europe and Africa. Teams everywhere get to see the game at the same time, and you have to dissect this game, figure out how you want to play it, how you want to build a robot to manipulate the field elements and to give your team the most points. And once you figure out how you want to do it, then you got to go out and do it. And build the
Yeah.
robot and break it and test it and program it and practice driving it because you got these competitions to compete in.
Right, and they're all over the state of Florida.
We've got 2 in the state of Florida.
Right.
There are 150 competitions worldwide.
Right.
2 of them here in the state of Florida.
That's nice. So you don't have to
Good.
travel too far. Do you go to the other places or just in Florida?
SPAM competes in the Orlando Regional and the South Florida Regional down at the Palm Beach County Convention Center.
Okay, and have you had those yet?
Yes.
All right, how'd you do?
Finalists up in Orlando, so second place up there, brought home the silver.
Yeah.
And we won down in West Palm Beach.
Yay! Everybody, you hear that? The crowd goes wild.
And the crowd goes wild, yeah.
That's wonderful. Somebody didn't tell me that. You forgot. You're supposed to call me up and go, we won. That's wonderful. Congratulations, Melissa and Michael and George and Richard. That's excellent.
Thank you.
And you are like El Presidente. You're like president of the board.
That's correct.
Right,
President
right.
of the board.
Mhm.
This is 8th year as president.
Very nice. Thank you for doing that. And how did you get involved? I know, I kind of know you're just a brain up here, you know, just a lot of brain, and you like to build jet engines in your spare time. So this is fun for you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Kinda.
I actually got started, my son found out about SPAN when he was in high school,
Okay.
wanted to join, so I got involved with him.
Ah,
And so that's what started. That was in like 2009.
mm-hmm.
And then
Because this has been going on for at least 20 years, right?
this is our 21st year.
21st year, yeah, last year was the 20th. 2 decades, that's amazing, and going into the 21st. In the 21st century. So I guess it started, you know,
So
right
it started
before-
with that, and I
Yeah.
liked the program. I liked how it was teaching the kids how to solve a real life problem,
Mhm.
you know, in the form of a game. And I kind of hang around.
You hung around. I think they like you. And you guide them not only in how to build a robot, but I think what they learn are life skills, right? Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's the
yes.
idea.
And it's all about making your time fit, you know, working things out so you get your homework done. And this is more fun for you to do this, right? Than just homework. Yeah, right? That's a big yes. They can't see you nodding on the radio. You have to say yes. That's working real well. All of a sudden he's pulling the Shy Act. All right, so Melissa, tell us, what do you like best about this? And come close to the mic, please.
I have a lot of fun working on the robot and manufacturing pieces for the robots.
Oh, have you manufactured pieces that you've created and designed yourself?
I didn't design it, Michael designed it.
Oh, Michael, all right. So Michael, what did you design?
Well, I helped design a lot of the drivetrain for the robot this year. I also helped prototype a climber, sort of a shooter.
Well, what's a climber?
Yeah, what's the climber?
Yeah.
Well, in
Now you have to describe it.
Yeah.
this year's game, at the end of the game, we have to climb the scale.
The robot has to
I gotta
climb?
describe it all.
Okay.
About 6 foot tall.
Yeah, it's about a 6-foot tall bar. The robot has to grab onto it in the last 30 seconds and pull itself a foot off the ground.
Wow.
And
And do that in a certain amount of time?
yeah,
Because everything is timed, and you have to have the best time, right?
just have to be up before the end of the match.
Well,
Yeah,
there
and
you go.
accumulate the most points.
Get-
So it's a time-based match.
Right.
And so if you do more things in that amount of time, then you accumulate more points.
I like it. And last year we went, and there were all these crazy yellow balls. That was fuel. Do you have the yellow balls again? Is there fuel, or is
Not
this
this
completely
year.
different?
This year
No,
is
this year's
we have
different.
yellow crates.
Yellow crates. Okay. And you have to pick up the milk crates and move them around, put them somewhere.
Yes, we have to put them on what's called a scale and a switch.
Okay. This I gotta see.
Right.
I
right.
know.
You
I
gotta
like-
see it.
Last year I did FaceTime Live from there, and people watched, and you guys were in the running to like kill it and win it. And then there was a technical, you did win some things, and there was a technical glitch, and my husband and I were saying, where's the replay? Where's the instant replay? Come on! And we're like, that's not fair! And knocked out by a technicality. So we're going to be real careful this year. And we think, we don't know, a little funny play there, but
We're all volunteers. The refs are volunteers too. We
That's
appreciate
right.
what they do. They
that's
make the best
right.
calls they can.
That's
They
right.
leave it all.
And the gracious professionalism that you teach the kids is that how to be a team and be a good sport,
Right.
rather than the parents and grandparents who are up in the stands going, no! To accept the judgment of the call. Right, and learn
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah, and the kids, along with the competition, they get to go to the local service clubs and show them,
Yes.
bring their robots to, like, the Kiwanis Clothes Stewart.
Yeah.
And they did that last year, and they brought a couple, 2-3 different examples of some of their working robots from the past over there, and that was a great experience. And then they explained how the machines worked, and they actually drove one of them around. It was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
And after you guys came back, Senator Joe Negron, there was a big dinner. I went to go to that, and he was one of the main sponsors. Who are is he a sponsor again this year by any chance? He's gonna be termed out, so I wondered if he's still sponsoring. Do you have some good sponsors?
He's actually a sponsor in a different way this year.
Okay.
He was one of the senators that, along with the state of Florida, granted monies to many of the Florida first teams.
Okay.
So, so we got some money to play our way to our 2 competitions in the state of Florida,
Oh, good.
as well as our competition in Houston.
Oh, very nice. And that'll be at the George R. Brown Convention Center in Houston, Texas, my home state, my hometown, and I'll be there. And that's coming up soon, next weekend, isn't it?
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday next week.
Right. And somebody has a birthday right before they go.
Mystery, who could that be?
Turning 18 in the year 2018, Michael and Melissa, on the 17th.
Wow, how cool
Last
is
year
that?
it was all lined up. You were 17 on the 17th. Now you'll be another year older on the day, one more.
Yeah.
So happy birthday soon.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah.
We get a 24-hour bus ride on our birthday.
Woohoo!
This is exactly what I wanted on my 18th.
Right.
Right.
They're
So-
40 of their closest friends.
Oh my gosh.
So how do you transport the robot? Do you just break it down somewhat to make it transportable, or is it transported all all
yeah, because is
fully
it
assembled?
sensitive?
Or?
Is it sensitive?
I mean,
Like
how-
It's
how does
fully
that go?
assembled.
Yeah.
We actually put it in a
Special
in our
crate?
case, it's a 40-inch by 40-inch by 60-inch crate.
Yeah.
Then FedEx picks it up, and they ship it to Houston.
Oh, it doesn't go on the bus.
No, it doesn't go on the bus. This is
Now,
the one
FedEx
time
is
that
one of the
FedEx.
sponsors nationally.
Oh,
So
nice.
They bring, if you qualify for the World Championships, they sponsor the shipping to get your robot there.
Go FedEx.
Right,
Yeah,
so-
that's right.
and our robot actually arrived last Friday, so it's there waiting for us.
Oh, okay. So how long did it take you to build it?
6 weeks.
6 weeks, and that is the time that they give you to do it, whether you're finished or not. That's what's going to the competition.
Correct.
6 weeks.
Wow.
And when does that start? In the beginning of January when they announce it? Do they give everybody a start date to start?
It's the time of the broadcast. You can start building immediately once the
Oh.
broadcast is on.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
So TikTok.
Yeah, right.
Exactly right.
And
Exactly right.
you can see more about it at firstinspires.org. And the inventor, Dean Kamen, he founded this. Very distinguished MIT professor emeritus, Woody Flowers also, to inspire students to be science and technology leaders and foster well-rounded life capabilities, including self-confidence, communication, and leadership. I see a couple of leaders over there. The self-confidence, you need to work on that. Come on, Michael. Oh, look at that. Look. Oh, you got it. You just need to speak up. So, but you did build an auger, and I learned what that was last year. It's that spirally looking thing, and it was made with a 3D printer, which was pretty cool, I thought. And that was the thing that the rope went around to pull, to do the last thing, that climb. Right? The robot had to climb, and it wrapped around. So that was pretty cool. And you built it better. Go ahead, tell.
It was a parabolic helical cone.
Wow, okay,
Yeah.
glad you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
And-
exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a question. Do you actually design it on a CAD computer? Is that how that works?
There you
Yeah,
go.
we use SolidWorks, which is one of our sponsors, as all the first. And on the team we use NX, because a lot of the mentors on the team use NX. We use NX. And then some of the mentors on the team have pretty nice 3D printers where they work, and they 3D print it for us.
Cool. How long does that take to print one of the objects?
The augers last year took 36 hours each.
Ah, from start to finish.
Yeah.
Wow, pretty cool. And so you excited to go this year? This is your last year of high school, right?
Yeah.
So this is a big deal.
I'm excited and sad.
I know. It's been great because you've been working on this 3 years now, 3 years of high school. right? Or 2?
4.
4.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm dating myself.
Yeah.
My high school used to be 3 years.
Me
only.
too. Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. So 4 years. That's awesome. And then when did Spam win the big championship? The time you brought home like the first place.
2012.
2012. Okay, kids, you're on. You got your challenge. You got to bring it home. Bring it home for you guys. And your 24-hour bus ride there and back.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be flying. Sorry.
Just
Oh, you'll be
smile.
flying,
Oh, I'm
George?
flying
Just
too.
smile
Yeah.
and wave.
good.
I love them
Smile
very
and
much,
wave.
but I don't need to be on the bus.
No, you don't need. How many do the parents do? They have chaperones, right? They go on the bus. Yeah,
Right.
that's good. And then staying. There are 40 kids. Right? About
Actually, I have 41 kids. Got
41.
okay.
Wow.
And that's how many travel. We have more on the team, but that's how many travel.
Okay. And then this is happening from all over the country, all over the world. That's the thing that amazed me. And the cutest thing is the costumes they come up with. Like your guys, your Spam, and it looks like a Superman logo, right? There you go. And they have capes and everything, and everybody's decked out. The funniest one was the Fort Lauderdale Shark, like the Katy Perry left shark. And that was one team. And they've got teams from everywhere, like some of the countries. Are they Korea and Hawaii? Some come as far as Hawaii for the United States, right?
Yeah, Alaskan teams as well.
Yeah, Alaska. God, that's incredible.
Israeli teams, Turkish teams.
Right, the Israeli
Germany,
teams did
UK.
really well. I think
China,
who do you remember who won finally last year?
No, not off the top of my head. Cheesy Poofs. It was an
Cheesy
it's an
Poofs.
alliance.
I love the name.
The Cheesy Poofs are from
Well,
Palo
explain
Alto.
a little bit about the alliance.
Yeah. So when you go out there, it's not just one robot competing. You're randomly assigned partners and opponents.
Other teams.
Exactly. And so
Right.
it's 3. You play a 3 versus 3. You know, It's like a
Okay.
pickup game of basketball, right? You're playing 3
Okay.
versus 3.
Right.
And then when you advance to the playoff rounds, based on your seeding, you draft your partners for the rest of the playoffs. So in qualifications, you're randomly got some partners assigned to you and opponents assigned to you. Once it's time for the playoffs, the best teams get the first pick, right? And so it changes from a pickup
people
game.
with pencil and pad checking
Yeah.
people. They're
There's a lot.
scouting, like scouting.
It looks like a minor league baseball game out there. You know,
Right?
everybody's got a little
Team
pad of paper
scouts,
next to them.
right?
Yeah.
I think all of those little intricacies are very interesting. That's what I want the audience to know, because not everybody gets to go, and it's so fascinating.
How many kids show up for this event?
Hundreds,
How many?
thousands,
Tens of thousands. I think last year attendance was upwards of
40,000. I think it was.
40,000,
The
yeah.
George R. Brown Convention Center, let me tell you, is huge. And that place was filled, and it was
And
not
it has
just...
to be, yeah,
Yeah,
huge.
and they have these
Yeah.
arenas, and they named them like, what were they named, like the Athens, Greece kind of things. They had names.
They have
for them.
names named after famous
Neutron,
scientists.
Neutron,
Newton
and
and
Newton.
Curie and like Tesla.
Don't laugh at me.
Famous scientists.
Go ahead, you talk. Tell us
Einstein,
about your
yeah.
competition. Give the lay of the land so the listeners kind of get into it, and because you want their support.
Well, at the world competition, there's 8 fields. So basically, at every single field, there's like a mini regional, just like our Orlando regional or South Florida regional. And the winners of those regionals advance to the final field, I guess you could say, which
Right.
is the Einstein field. And then they compete as another regional, basically, for the world championship.
And there's Legoland in there for
Wow.
the little ones. That's where my nieces and nephews, they brought their kids, and they were spellbound. There's all kind of Lego stuff, and also little mini robots. Remember that, where the little section was? And they're little, teeny little robots, and they do the handheld, and so, of course, everyone was lined up to do that. And these are kids in my family who are 1, 3, 5, 7 years old, and they get it. And they're in there dialing the thing, and they're like, so... And it was amazing to watch, and they were so impressed by you, and I know they're looking forward to having you coming back, and they're going to be there. I think Friday will be there, and part of Saturday. And Saturday's the big ending day, isn't it? Right.
Yeah, it's the playoffs, that's the grand finale,
Yeah.
you're crowned the champion.
Yeah, I hope they smooth it out this year, and we went from George R. Brown to the Minute Maid Center, and it was a long, long wait to get in.
They're still going to do the grand finals, from what I understand, in the Minute Maid Center, but they are going to do more of it in the George R. Brown.
Good, that makes sense. That's where we already are.
Yeah, Minute Maid's a big stadium, though. They like the hoopla. And,
I know. Well, we gave up the ghost last year. I think we went to a restaurant and had a beer right by. But it's a great area, downtown Houston. And Houston is a good time in late April there, beautiful weather. So if you have the opportunity, if you can hear me and you're in Houston or you're nearby, because this is going out on Facebook, look for that big FIRST, and it's not the first time, that's the name of the organization that started this, and it's Robotics, and it is so cool, and I think it's free entry, or maybe, yeah, you just check in and check your bag, and you go find your favorite team and sit up in the risers and cheer, cheer, cheer. And we had a good cheering section from Stewart and Martin County. And because this is kids from all over Martin County high schools.
Yeah,
this is Jensen Beach High, Martin County, and South Fork, right?
Clark Advanced Learning
And
Center.
Clark.
Homeschoolers, private schoolers as well.
Okay, lots. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
originally, SPAM stood for our schools and our founding sponsors, South Fork High School, Pratt Whitney, and Martin County High School.
Ew.
As the team has grown and as our support in the community has grown, obviously we don't only have one sponsor anymore.
Right.
We had to expand the acronym a little bit.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now, have you taught any of this?
Well, you were talking about how Rich got started. I got started. I was a student on the team.
No way!
Yeah, I went to South Fork High School. I was at the very first
At
meeting of SPAM
George!
Robotics. Yeah.
That's awesome. What year was that?
That was November of 1997.
Oh my!
Dating myself a little bit.
Yeah, that's okay.
But that's okay. Yeah.
Young at
So,
heart.
I've been around. My background is in math education, but I'm not in field anymore. But that's okay. I still love everything about STEM and STEM education and inspiring these guys. We build a robot every year, but what we're really doing is building critical thinkers and problem solvers and sending them out into the world. So.
That is it. It is a finishing school, I think, for these young people to. You've got the tools. Now you got to apply it and work with others and
team building.
Team building.
Not only you're building a product, you're building a team. Yeah.
Yes. So it's been a great night here. I want to thank so much Richard Brooks and George Wallace and a couple of kids over there, Michael and Melissa Sansevere. Going to be young adults very soon. Happy birthday to you. Part of the SPAM Robotics team going to Houston. And it'll be the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, right? Somewhere in there. All next week and weekend. I'll be going. And I'll be back to tell you all about it next week on Wednesday night on the Martin County Difference. And I also want to thank Kenya Reinhardt and Tim Putman for coming in tonight from 4 Kids Treasure Coast. Remember to go to their, you can go to the website for SPAM. You don't have a Facebook page, right? I need to work on that.
SPAMrobotics.com.
SPAMrobotics.com. There you go. And that's what you need to do. And also you have FRCteam180.com.
Links to the same place.
Links to the same place. Okay, good. But 4 Kids Treasure Coast, they have a website, and that's 4kids with the number 4.us. And go help them. Be a family that adopts a kid for a little while. Just foster a child. And you never know what difference you'll make in a person's life as they grow up and get older, and they'll be a good citizen of the world. So I want to thank, and don't forget your tickets to Luna Fest. And thank you, SPAM Robotics. Good luck next week. I'll be there cheering you on. Richard and my husband, Richard and Frank, thank you. And you, the audience, thank you so much. And remember to like everyone's pages, like this page, and tune in to the podcast afterward. And see you next week. We have a great show coming up at House of Hope and Treasure Coast Health. Good night. All right. That went by so quickly. As it always does. Interesting conversation and topic matter. You guys.